Hey, it's Nick from Forte Legato Coffee, and I am here with our producer from Honduras, Tony Castro. Tony, how's everything going today?
Very good.
Okay, so how's the travels out to the U.S.?
It's been kind of tired, but
yeah,
a lot of productivity.
Good. And I know, like, we've been enjoying your coffee here at Forte Legato. We've got this wonderful natural processed coffee, and it's got great notes of molasses, a lot of red fruit and berry behind it, and it's one of our favorites. So tell us, when you're not originally from producing, I remember you telling me something about your family's business and how you branched out from that. So tell us a little bit about what your story is and how that happened.
Okay. Well, my family owned a auto parts store. During the meantime, on the summers, I would be a English, Spanish translator for mission teams that went down to Honduras. So I got to visit many villages and just people from our mountains. And I was able to see that most of them grew coffee. Mm-hmm. And I would just be really interested about what they did. And I asked, like, so how much do you get for a pound of coffee? How much do you invest to actually be able to produce this? So even though I was a child when I did that, I was kind of running the numbers, and I said, I don't know how they make a profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually we went out to talk about where they sold, and they told me they sold to an exporter. And I thought, I think I want to get into coffee sometime, but I don't want to sell to an exporter. I want to bring the coffee to another country. I wasn't at that point thinking about the US, mm-hmm. but I did think about exporting the coffee and not selling to a local exporter.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And so, like, right now within the US, how many exporters do you have? Or not exporters, roasters. How many roasters are you selling to?
Right now we're selling to approximately 15 or 20 roasters.
Okay, perfect. And so when you did that transition from, your family business over to coffee, what kinds of challenges or difficulties did you face? Because once you plant coffee, it's not like it grows and you have a yield. So what does that look like for you?
Okay, so, well, a good thing was that while I worked with my parents, I lived at their house. Mm-hmm. So my expenses were very little. I wouldn't pay for power, food, mm-hmm. water, whatever. So all my salary would go into savings.
Yep.
I like savings a lot. I won't spend on myself a lot. Mm-hmm. So when I actually decided to plant the farm, I kind of had a good amount of money saved up to get started.
Uh-huh.
And we also, through mission trips, I met John Sessions and Rusty Renault Russell. They're my partners here in the US. Mm-hmm. One of them from North Carolina and the other one from Georgia. And we just teamed up to be like really good together. Because sometimes you can find a partner and you're not really compatible.
Agreed.
But this just worked out because we weren't thinking about coffee in the beginning. We were just a missionary and a translator, and we were talking at nights and just became really good friends. And then the business thing came later. Mm-hmm. So I think that friendship was really important.
Yep.
To our business relationship. So we got started with the farm, and our idea was to be able to support what the mission supported without depending on the mission itself. Mm-hmm. But say, okay, coffee sales will provide some help for the orphanage that we work with.
Okay.
Instead of just putting your hands out and waiting for the mission to hand out money.
Correct.
So that was our idea, and that's what we're doing now.
Okay, so like you're mentioning something, because there's a lot about sustainability that's mentioned within farming and trying to help the communities around there. And so you have this mission that you're working with an orphanage. So tell us, like, how does your sales from coffee, so anybody that purchases from us, we're passing money to you, and then some of that money goes towards the orphanage. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, usually donations made by a mission will be made during the summer, or whenever the team comes down to Honduras. But an orphanage doesn't only operate when the team goes down.
Correct.
I mean, the girls, because it's a girls' orphanage that we work with, they gotta eat every single day. Mm-hmm. So we were thinking we need to find out something that can provide a monthly type of income. So we thought, okay, coffee sales are great for that, because we sell coffee every month.
Yep.
And like you said, you sell coffee, and then you buy coffee from me, and then if I get coffee bought, then I'm able to help the orphanage. I'm able to pay all the workers that I have at the farm. And it translates into a lot of people eating. Sometimes you don't realize it, but you usually need to pick about 7 to 10 pounds of cherries to be able to make 1 pound of roasted coffee. And the 10 pounds actually cost someone an average of 30 minutes to pick it.
Okay. And so when somebody spends that much time, you still have to pay them. Your yield is not exactly what you've just picked, so it's cut down to like 10% of that. And then you still have to make sure that you have enough income to cover from your sales to cover yourself, your producers, and then also being able to give to the orphanage.
Yes. And since I'm very strict about my coffee quality, the picker will come to a tree and he'll see a bean that is fully ripe, and he'll see another one that's 85% ripe, and he'll say, I need to pick more coffee, because he gets paid by how much he picks.
Yeah.
So I understand they want to make more money, but I'm very strict about how ripe the beans are when they get picked.
Yep.
And that is actually how I can be able to get so much red fruit, molasses, sweetness, general berries on the cup, because of how ripe the bean was when we picked it.
Yep. And just so you know, this is probably one of the best natural or fruit dried coffees that we've actually had. And we actually came across Tony because Vito, one of our partners for the services team, got a sampling, passed it over to me, and we cupped this. And after that, I was like, I need 2 bags, like instantly. So that's when I reached out to Tony and said, hey, how do we get 2 bags? And then I was able to head over to De La Finca, pick up 2 bags over there, and then bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in terms of the best ways that we, the viewers or anybody, can help you, it looks like you have 2 different things going on. You've got the mission aspect, from my perspective, I have a very big focus on global missions, so that's one thing that I'm particularly fond of. And then the second is just the coffee in general. So what are the ways that we can help you the best?
Okay, I would say that purchasing our coffee is the best thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
We're always glad to receive any other type of help for the orphanage, but actually coffee sales go a lot farther, because sometimes when you just give out a donation or something, I mean, they'll eat it and it's gone.
Yeah.
But coffee sales, making La Joya coffee a returning customer deal, gives me the ability to month after month be able to support with some donation to the orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like when you hear about this story where you teach someone how to fish instead of giving them fish.
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate a donation or stuff, but we would rather have the brand grow and have a consistent sales for the coffee.
And so the consistent sales will allow you to employ people so that they can continue to work, put food on their table, and have them continuously rather than asking for donations, which, is usually just a one-time thing, or, maybe once a year. Okay.
Yeah. Something else that I would like to mention is that, well, I know that the U.S. has faced some trouble with migration coming from Honduras, Guatemala, countries from Central America. And it's not that we don't want our people. People take off because they don't have a job.
Yep.
People take off because they don't have an income. And what we do on my farm is we hire about 30 different people during harvest, but we keep about 10 or 15 the rest of the year. So this allows me for people to have a weekly payment that they can feed their family, because usually a worker doesn't work just for himself. He'll have his mom or his wife and kids back home. So if we can employ 15 people, we're looking at about 50 people that are feeding or eating something from the farm.
Yep.
And if you have a good place to sleep, and you have good food to eat, and you have a stable job, then you don't want to run out of your country.
Correct.
So this is something else that, even though it's not considered, I mean, by buying coffee from us, you're translating into people having jobs.
That's perfect. That's all we have for today. You'll be able to order coffee online as we get our new UX up and running. It's also available at Forte Legato Coffee on 742 North Anderson Road. We thank you for your time, Tony. Thank you for making the trip out here and stopping and saying hi to us. And to everybody out there, subscribe to our channel. You'll be able to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And do you have a page or anything for anybody to follow also?
Yeah, it's very hard to. If I could just write it down.
So we'll have that linked on YouTube so that you can go on and click on that and follow also. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, and thank you for joining us.
All right.